You carry your gun in your jams? What? Alright guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit about carrying your firearm around the house. Specifically, once you decide to shed the pants and go to your PJs, your jams, your joms, whatever your flavor is. Alright, so what are we carrying in our pants? Why do we want to take them off? Because they're freaking heavy, okay? By the end of the day, they're wearing me out. So for me, take off the pistol, take off the sidearm, whatever it happens to be, usually it's a Glock 19, take that off, and then we dig deeper. Oh, there's the cell phone. We all have those all the time. Oh, there's the torch. Get that out of the way. Car key. Knife. What else we have in there? This always lives in the cargo pocket. Med kit, and yeah, I went cheap. It's in a Ziploc. Sue me. Alright, keep going. Spare mag for the Glock 19, which also fits in the backup 26 if I'm carrying it. And lastly, the wallet. So as you can see, they have a large assortment of items weighing down the pants throughout the day, okay? So when I come home, they usually come off, okay? So, anyway, we want to talk about how to carry your firearm while you're at home, in your pajamas, in a real life situation, okay? So, for me, I don't have any pajamas that are up to the task of holding that amount of weight, okay? They're normally pretty loose and comfy, right? So for me, the only answer to still carrying my weapon around the house is ankle carry. That's right. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually carrying it right now. Let me pose it for you. Can't even tell, can you? Right, so ankle carry. Here's a good close-up so you can check it out. See if you guys can see anything. There's a few little indicators, but to be honest, they're pretty minimalist, and really, unless you're really looking for it, you're never going to notice. And this works well with my daily pants, whatever I happen to be wearing, all except blue jeans. I don't have any blue jeans loose enough, but I generally wear khakis, every day. There it is. Today we're sporting the Galco ankle holster, and it's got a Glock 26 in it, and it actually has the extended floor plate. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not. We'll break it out. So, if I actually get it in frame, there you can see. And even with the extender on there sticking out, it still hides actually really well. This is definitely my go-to backup position in my day-to-day, but when you come home, it's a real game changer because you can pretty much wear it with anything. Alright guys, so you saw the concealability and I think the usability of the ankle holster in the jam situation, which like I said, for me is the only solution I found that is really something that's so comfy that I'll do it every day at home and not shirk out on it for any reason. And here today we've got two different examples of that. This one is the Bianchi, and it's also made for the Glock 26, and this one is the one I showed you in the video. It's the Galco, the Glock 26, 27, 26, 27 combo for both of these, of course. 9mm or 40 cal, whatever your flavor is. We won't get into that. And they're both pretty good holsters. This one, though, is going to run you, the Galco is going to run about $90 to $95, which I didn't think I paid that much for it. I swear I only paid like $50 for it, but that's all I'm finding for online right now. And the Bianchi holster, I think I paid around $45 or $50, and I found some more online for $45 right now, tonight. So this one's roughly half the price. And it's a very competitive option. To save that much money, to save $40, $45, I would definitely just go with the Bianchi. If I was just getting one, it is slightly, it's not a big difference at all. The Bianchi is just a little more bulky, but it is such a small margin, I don't think you'd ever notice. This one does have the little more of the fluff, like I think it's a wool, like a sheepskin, which this one doesn't really have. It's more of a smooth, it's just almost like a synthetic fabric. I don't know if they claim sheepskin or not, but if it is, it's sheared very short. And this one's left pretty long, which can be, the Bianchi can be a little warm in the summer, make your ankle a little sweaty, but it actually is pretty comfy. And the winter, of course, it's a welcome comfort. So, got those two sorted out. There are a lot of other ankle holsters out there. I just don't have any personal experience with them, and I've worn these a lot over the last couple of years. They both work really well, and the Bianchi especially is pretty affordable. At like price at $45 to $50. Yeah, and like I said, even carrying the Glock 26 with the extended floor plate on there still hides really well, whether I'm in my jams here at the house or if I've just got on like my khaki pants for the day. It hides really well even with that extender on there, so I've gotten where I just always carry it, because for me there's almost no downside for the way I'm carrying it. Yeah, so I know a lot of people say that, you know, you should just carry your whole kit all day long till you hit bed. I mean, don't take it off to right me sit down and go to bed, but for me that just does not work most days. Some days I do, but it's really just more happenstance. That's really not a goal or anything that I set. Because, you know, there are times you come home, some days you just want to relax, you know, especially if it's been a hot day and, you know, your belt's starting to chafe or something, you know, your wife wants to cuddle on the couch. I mean, pants filled with kit just are not good cuddle mates, you know. So whatever the case may be. But if you get in your pajamas, and even if you're just wearing shorts, I didn't really show an example of that, but even if you're not wearing full-length pajamas, if you just put on shorts or gym shorts, you know, whatever it is, you can still strap the ankle holster on your ankle and wear it without a shoe or with the house shoe, just with a sock. I mean, whatever you want to, it'll still ride right there just as well with or without the shoe if you just adjust it and tighten it a bit more. So there's no situation really where you couldn't wear this around your own property. I mean, you can always carry it armed on your own property. There's, you know, no reason not to. So I would highly recommend you consider that for your home carrying method if you haven't. It's one of those that no one talks about. I spend a lot of time on the internet goofing around, and I never see people talking or bragging about ankle carry. But, you know, when they do mention it, it's always just in relevance to a backup gun that they're carrying day to day, which I do a lot of times, especially in the winter when I'm wearing pants anyway. I'll go ahead and carry the 19 and the 26 every day. Because really, I mean, having this on the ankle, the 26 is pretty lightweight. You'll forget you have it on after just a few minutes. And, you know, and like when it gets to spring and it gets hot and then the pants come off, I feel naked without it. You know, like I'm consciously thinking like something feels wrong. I've left the house without something, you know. All right, so I don't want to give credit where credit is due. The first person for me that ever brought up the idea of carrying at home, you know, not just carrying when you leave the house, which is what I had done ever since I was 21. I've just carried when I left the house. I come home, my guns have flown off my body and landed wherever they live in the house, and I generally always was unarmed for years. And until just a couple years ago, I switched and I started carrying almost all the time. You know, it's pretty rare that I don't have a gun on me or right at my computer desk. You know what I'm saying? Like right in reach all the time. But the ankle carry allows me to carry it almost all the time. Okay. And the first person that mentioned that was actually James Yeager from Tactical Response in West Tennessee. And he has a YouTube channel. You guys should definitely check it out. I mean, he's a very controversial guy, I will say. And I've never taken any of his classes, but I have been by the shop before. But he puts out a lot of content, you know, on YouTube for free. So, you know, give him some credit for sure. So once he approached the subject of always carrying, even at home, you know, something kind of clicked, and I was kind of dumbfounded when I first heard him talking about it. I was like, wow, I cannot believe I didn't come up with this on my own and realize the importance. But, you know, it just makes sense. I mean, especially depending on your situation. If you live in a bad neighborhood or have, you know, those certain areas in town, I mean, you guys, you might be at more of a risk of a home invasion or a serious life-threatening altercation at home than at your job or in your day-to-day commute. You know, so being aware of these things and carrying all the time, you can help negate those risks. You know, and I know a lot of people think like, well, I've got a shotgun behind the door in the bedroom, or I've got a shotgun in the closet, or a handgun on the nightstand, which is that might work for them. But you know, if you're in the living room and someone starts beating down the back door, are you going to have the time to go retrieve the weapon, and are you going to have the snap decision making to realize I need to get my ass up and moving towards that weapon before a lethal threat is presented? Who knows? Whereas if it's on your body, you don't have to move. You have a few more seconds to process what's happening, and then realize, I'm prepared, and go for it. Wherever it is on your body, but just eliminate all these extra steps to get to your weapon to defend yourself or your family. And for a lot of people who don't keep a loaded handgun or a loaded weapon period in the house because they're worried about their kids, which probably just means that they're undertrained, but whatever works for people is fine. But if it's on your body, where's the extra danger? I can understand with some families, especially mixed families, who, maybe it's 2 or 3 different like family units living under the same roof, and so you obviously can't train or educate them all on your own time. But if you're doing an ankle carry in your PJs or anything like that, if it's on your body, it can be locked and loaded and still be completely under your control. So yourself and your family still protected. No one else is at risk. No risk of the kids getting a hold of it because it's still on your person. And in those situations, maybe when they go to bed, they lock the bedroom door with themselves inside, or maybe maybe they unrack it, whatever. I'll leave that up to them. But it just seems like it's an all-around good thing. I haven't really found any negatives against it. Something else, guys, when it comes to ankle carry in the PJ situation, I think this can be an excellent way to encourage the lady of the household to start carrying as well. I know a lot of ladies struggle to find a way to carry because of the clothing, the fashion trends of our times. But if I know anything about women, I know that they like to come home in the afternoons, take off all their skin-tight clothing, go to the closet, find the floppiest, baggiest shit in there, put it on, and relax. So, in my experience at least, most girls' PJs, the leggings are just as loose as the male counterparts. So, they could easily fit a holster similar to this with a similar weapon and, start carrying it home. Maybe that might be the stepping stone that you can help push them into carry outside of the home as, they build up their confidence or, whatever the case may be. They may be more competent than you. Who knows? But just a few thoughts there. Might be a good angle for some people who are, want to help encourage the lady in their life to carry more often. So those are my thoughts on, carrying in your PJs. The ankle carry being my go-to solution. But, if you can find something else, something that works for you, maybe you have a really lightweight handgun with just an, inside the waistband clip-on style that doesn't need belt or belt loops to support it, go for it. But, whatever works for you guys, but this is definitely what works for me. It's very consistent. And because I carry it a lot day to day as a backup, I'm really used to it being there. And, I've tried to practice with the draw a little bit. I'm still a little clunky with it, but at least the weapon's on my person. At least I have it. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you've had any experience carrying with the ankle or some other method that might work for you really well when you're wearing, your casual clothing at home, your non-daily attire, whatever that is. And I'll be interested to see if you guys have some other ideas about it. But that'll be it for today. Have a good one.